All right, everyone, enough messing around. It is time to finally reveal the bikes for the Throwback two-stroke garage build shootout by Lectron Fuel Systems. What's up, everybody? Greg Kitchko here. For those of you who are followed along with the project, you guys know that it's finally time to get graphics on the bikes. But if you guys are just joining us for the very first time, welcome, but not to worry. You can head back to my channel and catch up on all the videos for Throwback two-stroke garage build shootout. As you guys saw in the last video, I was trying to get these bikes completely done for you then. I mean, even in the intro, I was gonna have these bikes all graphicked up as well, but you had seen me have some issues with the RM and the Yamaha leaking coolant, so I had to get those fixed. So luckily, we didn't have a huge issue with that. Just delayed me a little bit, but it's finally time to get graphics on these things, so let's check them out. All right, guys, we have the graphics here on the table all laid out and ready to go. Thank you to Tyler at Mellow Design. He absolutely crushed it with these custom theme kits here. So again, these are theme kits. So I'm going with the 2005 Jeremy McGrath #2 bike, the 2005 Kawasaki James Stewart KXSR 259, and then the Ricky Carmichael Makita Suzuki RM250 and the CR22 Chad Reed YZ250. The reason why I call these themed bike guys is because of the rear fenders and the swing arms. They're not completely 100% replica decals, so I've listed all the sponsors that I've used in this build, who I cannot thank enough, and I greatly appreciate those companies for being a part of the build, because without them, I simply could not have done this insane project and just pulled it off for you guys in general. So I am pumped to finally get these graphics on the bikes. So obviously in the last video, guys, these are the steeds that I'm working with: the 04 CR250, the 07 KX250, the 06 RM250, and then the 05 YZ250. So I've never actually installed graphics with the plastics on the bike, and I think it's actually going to be a little bit easier because the plastics will be mounted to the bike and they're not going to be moving around. So I think how I'm going to do this is work my way from the rear of the bike. So start with the rear swing arm, rear fender, side panels, work my way up to the shrouds, number plate, front fender, and then fork guards. I think that's the best way to do it, to kind of keep myself in line, keep myself in order instead of bouncing around all over the place from bike to bike. So I got my butt on the ground here. What I'm gonna do is just peel back the graphic just a little bit here, and then just kind of line it up as best I can at first. And then what I'll do is I'll stick that graphic and that I peeled back onto the bike. And then I'll just start peeling that backing back slowly but surely while keeping the graphic in line, and then that thing should go on without a problem. So you guys see here that I've got primary drive as a logo, so I've had some great luck with the primary drive chain and sprockets from Rocky Mountain. So that's why I decided to go with all those chain and sprockets on all of the builds here. And then Pro X as well, they help me with a bunch of things like all the bearings, and then the bushings in the suspension, all the seals in the suspension, the rear shock seal head, steering stem bearings, the linkage bearings, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I chose to go with both of these sponsors on the swing arm decal. So just putting on the swing arm decals for the Honda isn't fair, so let's go ahead and put this rear decal on now. So what I'll do is kind of use that same technique, line it up first, make sure it fits on the fender, and then kind of bring it back all the way to the rear fender, almost to the tip, and then just fold it back just a little bit. And then what I'll do is go ahead and stick on that rear part of the fender so it doesn't move. All right, so it's on now, and then I'll just slowly start peeling back that backing and work the graphic onto the fender. And I'm always gonna start putting it on in the center and then work my way out to the sides, because that'll work out any air bubbles that you might see in there. All right, there we go. Hopefully that's a good angle for you guys. Move it around a little bit. Then slowly peel up that backing a little bit more. Again, start with the center and then work my way out to the sides. And then what I'm gonna do now, just because it is a little bit cooler in the garage, is just take the heat gun to it, kind of make sure everything sticks correctly. Sometimes the edges of graphics don't completely stick all the way down. So situations like this, especially on the side here, I'll take the heat gun to it, makes the graphic more pliable, a little bit more malleable, whatever vocabulary you wanna use. It just helps the graphic stick to the plastic better. So let's go ahead and put the side panels on the Kawasaki next. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's probably the most difficult side panel graphic you're gonna put on, guys, just because of that curve in the pipe. But just take your time, use some heat, and don't be afraid to peel up the graphic if you need to, and you guys will be able to get it without a problem. All right, so let's move on to the Suzuki now. So the Suzuki is gonna be a little bit different with the shroud because you got the tank that overlays the center tube here, the down tube of the frame. So we have the graphic that's gonna go on the tank just like that, complemented with the Makita Suzuki graphic on the shroud. So it does look like I need to take the seat off in order to get this tank graphic on. Not that big of a deal, so let's do that now. And all I have to say to that is, wow, those things look freaking sick. Whew. Yep, I think I'm gonna like this Makita Suzuki. And here we are on the other side, guys. This one wasn't that bad either, kind of went with that same process, but man, we are looking good. All right, so let's move on to the CR22 Yamaha right here. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think I really just might rip the whole entire graphic off, or maybe what I'll do is I'll kind of peel back that top just a little bit, kind of fold it over like that again. See if I can line this thing up a little bit before I go ahead and stick that top down. Again, kind of push it down in the center, make that your starting point. There we go, better look at it here. I was a huge fan of the number 22 back in the day, and it was a huge reason why the number 22 is included in my number 226. If you guys have any stories of how you chose your racing number or just riding number in general, definitely leave a comment below. Love hearing those stories. That's how I chose my 226 because the 22 was a part of it. And then when I went to go sign up for my race series, I originally wanted 122, but they didn't have 122, so 226 was there, kind of like a Chad Reed, Michael Byrne combo. So leave a comment below with how you chose your number. What's up, guys? Do I even have to say anything? My wife and I are here in an undisclosed location for the final reveal of the bikes for the Throwback 2-stroke garage build shootout by Lectron Fuel Systems. Enjoy.